Hi friends, welcome to Hemant YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn valuation of shares. The topics that we are going to learn is what is valuation of share, why we have to learn valuation of shares, factors affecting valuation of shares and methods of valuation of share. Recent time in India, stock market is playing a key role and stock market is increasing beyond limits. So first of all, what is valuation of share? We shall see. You know that Paytm is coming for IPO and its share price is decided 2080, and when it comes to Aditya Birla, share price is fixed at 695. When it comes to Devyani, share price is fixed at 90. Do you thought at any time you thought how this share price are fixed? Yes, this share price are fixed by reading this chapter, valuation of shares. So valuation of shares plays a key role uh, while deciding the share price of uh, a company in IPO. So let us discuss about valuation of shares. Valuation of shares. It is a theoretical value of stock, that is price. That is nothing but a price of one equity share by books, excluding market factors like government decisions and when external factors like corona came, the total market has been crashed. So we are going to learn only theoretical value of stock. First of all, why we have to learn a separate valuation of shares? Because it is different from debentures. In debentures, fixed income will be. In equity shares, fixed income will not be. Equity shares will be more when compared to debentures, because debenture will be secured, mostly secured. So they will get a maximum amount when they sell that security. So risk is more, and so it is different from debentures while valuation of shares. Why we have to read valuation of shares? When a company came to IPO, the company can know the issue price of equity shares. Second, during mergers and acquisition, the company can know the valuation of share. For example, when Flipkart was acquired by Walmart, the value of one Flipkart share can be known by valuation of shares. Third, pledge of equity shares. Recently, we can know that directors of the company usually pledge shares and bring money. So, bank can know the value of one share by valuation of shares. Fourth, by when demerger. Fifth, conversion of shares. Suppose a company has said that it will issue debentures, convertible debentures after a fixed period of time, that is after 5 years, the company will convert into equity shares. So the company can know how many equity shares can be issued for one debenture by valuation of shares. Uh, Previously I said demerger. When Hero Honda was separated into two, Hero and Honda, the company can know the valuation of one equity share of Hero Honda and accordingly divide the assets and liabilities by using valuation of shares. How to value the shares? No method is accepted universally. Each member follow different ways. But our ICA has given some guidelines how to value shares and the methods for valuation of share. So let us learn how to value the shares. Here are some methods of valuation of share. Let us see. First, balance sheet valuation. Second, dividend discount model. Third, earning multiplier approach. Fourth, price to book value ratio. Fifth, price to sales ratio. Sixth, market related approach. In balance sheet evaluation, we'll read book value approach, liquidation value, and replacement cost. And dividend discount model, we will see single period valuation model, multi period, and growth model. So we'll discuss one by one each. First, balance sheet valuation, we are going to learn the topic of book value approach. This method is simple. The value of one equity share is total assets minus liabilities of the company divided by number of shares. Here we can know the book value of one equity share of a company. So assets minus liability is nothing but net worth. So it is net worth divided by number of shares. We get equity share price of one company. Suppose when net worth is 37 million and number of shares is 2 million, book value equal to 18.5. It is very much simple when we compare to others, but it is unrealistic because it does not include revaluation of land or assets and liabilities. It is quite unrealistic, and it includes provisions, contingencies, and everything. So it is unrealistic. Second one is liquidation value. According to this model, the value of one share equal to value realized from liquidating all assets minus amount to be paid to preference shareholder divided by number of outstanding equity share. So it assumes that the company goes into liquidation and realizes assets and pays creditors. So we can get a value of one equity share by using liquidation value, which is somewhat realistic when compared to other methods. Third, replacement cost. It includes replacement cost of assets minus liability divided by number of shares. It is quite unrealistic because replacement cost find very much costly for finding what is the value of present asset at market, and in some ways that asset will not be in the market, and total replacement cost will be quite unrealistic when asset is not in the market, and we cannot know the market price of that asset in the market. Next, we are going to learn deep discount model. This model assumes that the value of one equity share will always depends on dividend. So we are going to learn the subtopics of dividend discount model. First one, single period valuation. According to this, only one period will be considered for value of share, that is nothing but dividend for next year plus price of expected year divided by 1 plus R. Will get single period valuation, that is nothing but value of share for fixed period of time. Next, multi-period valuation. According to this, it considers many years for valuation of share. So it considers D1, for D2, D3, and so on up to D0, and divided by and we have to discount. So divided by 1 plus R, 1 plus R square, and so on up to 1 plus R power n. Also considers the market price after fixed period of time. Here it is in the form of geometric progression. So we can derive the formula of one price of equity share is nothing but total summation of dividend for a fixed period of t divided by 1 plus R whole power t. Here P naught equal to price of equity share, D1 equal to dividend expected year, hence R is nothing but expected return, and it considers multi-year. So let us see one problem. Suppose A wants to buy shares of B Limited. He intends to hold shares for 6 years, during which dividend is declared rupees 5 per share, and after 6 years the market price is 85 and his required rate of return is 12%. Should he buy the shares when market price is 60%? They have given dividend for next years, and market price after 6 years, and required rate of return. So it is simple to find the intrinsic value. First 1 to 6 year he is going to get 5 rupees dividend, and after 6 year he is going to get at market price of one equity share 85. So we have to discount dividend and market price. So for 6 years discount rate is 12%, and for 6 years value is 20.557 when it comes to dividend, and when it comes to market price 85 into 0.5066 equal to 43.061. That total is 63.618. Now market price is 60. Yes, it is worthable because you will get the benefit of rupees 63.618, but you are getting the market price is 60, so you are getting the profit of 3.618. So our recommendation is to buy this share as this share is undervalued. So today we have learned valuation and some methods of valuation of shares.